So now we're getting more of an idea of what President Trump's immigration plan will look like. Hey everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO. The White House talking about an outline of what Trump's immigration policy may look like for the DACA recipients and the Dreamers. Trump's plan, according to the New York Times, demands tough concessions from Democrats, but also gives a little bit from what the Republicans want. President Trump proposed legislation on Thursday that would provide a path to citizenship, not legal status, not legal residency, a path to citizenship for as many as 1.8 million young undocumented immigrants in exchange for an end to decades of family-based migration policies, according to the New York Times. It also includes the border wall funding and a vast crackdown on other illegal immigrants already living in the country, describing the plan as extremely generous, reading from the New York Times, but a take-it-or-leave-it proposal by the president. White House officials said they hoped it would be embraced by conservatives and centrists in Congress as the first step in an even broader effort to fix the nation's broken immigration system. Let's see here. Democrats, it was all this plans. A lot of Democrats have already said it's a no-go. Some Republicans as well have some questions on this. But here's exactly, I guess, what it would do. Under Trump's plan, described to reporters by White House officials, young immigrants or illegal immigrants who were brought to the United States as children would be granted legal status, allowed to work legally, and could become citizens over a 10 to 12 year period if they remain out of trouble with the law. Officials said that would include the 690,000 people who signed up for protection under the Obama-era DACA DACA program, but also for the 1.1 million undocumented immigrants who would have qualified for the program but never applied. Trump ended the DACA program back in September, but it's gone back and forth in the courts. Now, the 1.8 million figure, I think that's just the first number. Remember, on the DACA recipients, we heard everything from 300,000 to 600,000. Then it grew even larger than that, and now we're talking about 1.8 million people. The Dreamers who did not apply for DACA protection. Why not? Why did they not apply for that? Why did they not qualify for that? I think that's something that should be asked. And then also, do we want to give in 10 to 12 years these folks full citizenship here in the United States? I know, they were brought over by their parents, no fault of their own. They were, 5, 6, whatever, when they were brought over. Again, I'm not trying to punish these folks, but do they get full U.S. citizenship? I'm not sold on that. Just because you come to the United States doesn't mean in 10 to 12 years you get to become a U.S. citizen. So I'm not completely sold on that. I'm not completely sold on the figure. I think that figure will probably go up by as much as, we could see 3 million Dreamers by the end of this. So not completely sold on that yet, but here's what I guess the Republicans get in exchange for that. Congress would have to create a $25 billion trust fund to pay for a southern border wall. Now, remember on the show, I talked about how this is only going to be about 800 miles of a border wall. The president says that wherever there's rough terrain, mountains, water, there's no need for a border wall. So $25 billion for 800 miles of a wall. The president also says that in this plan, it would have to include a dramatic boost in immigration arrest, speed up deportations, crack down on people who overstay their visas, which I think is a great idea, and prevent citizens from bringing their parents to the United States, and an end to the State Department program designed to encourage migration from underrepresented countries. So that's a lot there. There's a lot to unpack, and we'll talk about it on the Friday edition of the program. There's some wins for Democrats. There's some wins for Republicans. I don't know if everyone is going to be able to get on board with this. I don't know if you're going to be able to get 60 votes for this in the Senate. I do, as I've said before, I don't believe that Democrats want a complete deal on DACA. I think that they want to use the DACA recipients in elections. I think they want to use them for political reasons. I also don't think they want to give up the DACA students as of right now, or DACA folks as of right now. I don't think they want to wait 10 to 12 years for these folks to become citizens. I think they want immediate citizenship for these folks. So that's why I don't think they will agree to these terms. I still think that both sides are far away on this. I don't think that we're anywhere close to a deal. I could be wrong. Maybe we are close to a deal on this. But one thing is for sure, I don't think the White House is ready to send the Dreamers back or the DACA recipients back. The Republicans aren't, the Democrats aren't. So I think that means from here on out, basically, if you're a Dreamer, if you're a DACA recipient, you're probably going to be safe in the United States, even though the White House said, hey, listen, we may start deporting people in May if a deal is not done. I think Democrats really have to search for answers on this and really say, listen, we're getting a great thing here. We're getting basically amnesty for 1.8 million people who are still here illegally. Whether they were brought here by their parents or not, it doesn't matter. They are here illegally. This is, basically amnesty for 1.8 million people in exchange for tougher border security, a wall, and also an end to chain migration and more. It's a great deal for the Democrats. It's a pretty good deal for Republicans, though I still have a few questions on the total number of people, and then also the citizenship thing. Again, what ties in there is welfare. Are we going to have now welfare eligible for 1.8 million people here in 10 to 12 years? That is something that is a little bit worrisome and something that lawmakers need to have a debate on. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time. News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. Have a great day. We'll talk later.